New footage shows this is how Ukrainian FPV drone take out dozens Russian mercenaries on the way to Avdiivka. Nowadays, President Volodymyr Zelensky said in his nightly address on January 29 that one of the main tasks in the ongoing year is to keep ahead of Russia in the quality of drone operations, the production of which Ukraine aims to increase significantly. Zelensky also said he held a conference call with Ukraine's military leadership and intelligence, where the officials discussed drone production, supply, and provision issues for the units. The more successful Ukrainian drones are, from FPV, first-person view, to strategic drones, the more lives of our warriors we will save, the president noted. Among other factors, 2023 in Russia's war against Ukraine was defined by the rapid development of drone technology by both sides. Earlier in January, Ukrainian military intelligence chief Kirill Budanov said the intensity of drone use and minefields made it impossible for both Russia and Ukraine to conduct offensive operations. Budanov also highlighted the importance of electronic warfare systems to counter enemy drones, which Commander-in-Chief Volodymyr Zelensky had called the key to victory in the drone war. Speaking at his press conference on December 19 last year, Zelensky announced Ukraine would produce 1 million drones in 2024. According to Strategic Industries Minister Alexander Kamyshin, Ukraine produced 50,000 FPV drones in December 2023, saying the country aimed to massively scale up its production of drones to tens of thousands per month. On the other hand, a video shared by a Ukrainian mounted brigade shows a Russian armed vehicle convoy being carefully destroyed, demonstrating the defending country's tactics as winter wears on. The drone's eye view video shows the first of the 4 armed vehicles being struck with an explosion. It then cuts to show another strike on the rear vehicle, which traps the 2 in the middle. The 2 stranded vehicles change course, one turning back and the other attempting to race forward, but each is picked off by further strikes. The footage, shared on December 28 and shows the actions of the 30th and 14th Mechanized Brigades near Kupiansk in northeast Ukraine, according to the 30th's Facebook post. According to the Wall Street Journal, which produced a close analysis of the raw unedited footage, the video shows a typical set of tactics for the brigades. The Russians were attempting to take control of Sinkivka, just northeast of Kupiansk, a commander from the battalion told. The convoy comprised tanks and infantry fighting vehicles, and was picking out a narrow path through a minefield. In the raw footage, the media reported, the Russian soldiers can later be seen scrambling toward a scrubby clump of bare trees, which are then also targeted. The footage is an example of the tactics Ukraine has used to hold Russian forces back throughout a grueling winter campaign, despite making precious little forward progress themselves. It also shows how Russia's own devastating defensive lines, which include miles-deep minefields to prevent Ukrainian forces from retaking territory, are proving a pitfall for their own military progress. Volodymyr Fido, a spokesperson for Ukraine's ground forces, said that the enemy has only managed to improve its tactical position somewhat and now presents it in its media as the capture of Berlin, according to Ukrainska Pravda. Fido did not elaborate on how much territory Russia had gained, saying only that 10 assaults had been repelled, and that there had been actions at Sinkivka, Tabivka, Terny, and Yumpolivka, while denying Russian reports that Tabivka had been captured. The Russian army is behaving recklessly, he said, adding that it has intensified the use of armored vehicles, actively deploying tanks and infantry combat vehicles. Nowadays, Ukrainian special forces also have struck Russian strongholds in the annexed Zaporizhzhia region, new footage appears to show, as fighting rumbles on across the southern front lines. In a brief, night vision clip posted to social media by Kyiv's Special Operations Forces on Monday, several explosions can be seen, apparently filmed by an airborne drone. The Ukrainian military said one of its operators had discovered 2 Russian strongholds while conducting reconnaissance along the southern front lines. The Zaporizhzhia region, which was annexed by Russia in September 2022, along with the Donetsk, Kherson, and Luhansk regions, has been the site of heavy fighting in the nearly 2-year-old war. Moscow does not fully control these regions, and in its 2023 summer counteroffensive, Kyiv had hoped to peel back Russia's grip through Zaporizhzhia, down to the Russian-controlled cities of Berdyansk and Melitopol and the Sea of Azov. Throughout the long months of the counteroffensive effort, Ukraine reclaimed a smattering of villages in Zaporizhzhia, even though the sweeping gains through the south failed to materialize. In the latest drone-filmed attack, the Ukrainian Special Forces fighters fired on the Russian positions with anti-aircraft guns, destroying Moscow's equipment and killing the soldiers occupying those positions, Kyiv said. On Monday, Yuri Malashko, the Ukrainian head of Zaporizhzhia's regional military administration, said Russian forces had attacked 18 settlements in Zaporizhzhia in the past 24 hours. Moscow attacked the villages of Robotyne and Mala Tokmachka with multiple rocket launchers, Malashko said, and he also added that Russia carried out several dozen drone attacks on several frontline villages in the region. There were no confirmed losses or gains across the front line on the Zaporizhzhia border with Donetsk on Sunday, according to the U.S. independent think tank, the Institute for the Study of War, ISW. Ukrainian forces reportedly made an advance in western Zaporizhzhia, west of Robotyne, the think tank added, although it could not independently verify this information. On Monday, Russia's defense ministry said it had taken out 30 Ukrainian fighters, 3 pickup trucks and a Ukrainian howitzer in 2 villages in the Zaporizhzhia region in the past day, including around Robotyne. This was the site of fierce clashes during Ukraine's counteroffensive, and Kyiv officials said Ukraine had retaken the village in late August 2023.